I'm Randy. I'm an alcoholic. And it's Saturday again. Step 2. It's shocking to me that with 30 years of, 29 years of sobriety and all of the reading and all of the talking and all of the working of steps and all of the practicing of principles does not help me one bit today if I'm not doing it right now. It's shocking. You would think that with all the practice and all the time and all the doing of it, that I would be restored to sanity. It just makes sense that would happen, but that doesn't happen for me. I'm an alcoholic with alcoholism. My alcoholism has not gone away. I had an experience this week. I talked about it on Thursday, but I'm in sales. I had a lot of sales this month, my best month ever, up until Wednesday night. And then I was back to my most mediocre month ever, like that, because 2 sales had canceled and they were 2 big sales. And when I woke up, I was, it wasn't pleasant, but it was okay. But I woke up Thursday morning and my mind told me, you're a loser. Nothing ever works out for you. You're going broke. You're never going to have a lucky break. You should just kill yourself. And my wife woke up with the same conversation, and she was doing it out loud. So that was not helping me at all, because she was talking about her business and it going to hell and not having enough hairdressers and having to work too hard and getting old and tired. And I'm like, wow, I already want to kill myself. I can't hear this. And I sat down and I did what I have to do. I read some spiritual stuff and I read it and I was reading it. And then I read some other stuff and I thought, something said, why don't you read that out loud? So I asked my wife if I could. And she said, okay. And I read it out loud. And it was the beginning of recovery for Thursday. Because I could have gone into that day trying to make more money to please self that was upset about money, based on a story that I had about money that I had that wasn't even mine ever. It was never mine. I didn't lose anything. It just was a story that I had about I had something, and then there was a story that I didn't have it anymore. But it could have killed me. That story could have killed me. The reality is that I have everything that I need. I still had a good month last month. It just wasn't a spectacular month as far as income goes, but it was a spectacular month as far as being able to be alive and healthy and live on the planet. And so this coming to believe that a power greater than myself could restore me to sanity, that the way it's written in step 2, it says came to believe that. And so that sounds like I came to believe something in the past and now I believe it. And that somehow that believing that is somehow going to help me today to not have to trust and rely on self. But that's not what happens in step 2. It's a coming to believe. Today, right now, I am coming to believe more today, or I'm not. It's one or the other. There's no half measures. I'm either coming to believe more that God could restore me to sanity, or I'm trying to restore myself to sanity. Those are the 2 options of step 2. Either I'm the power and I'm coming to believe more in my power, or God's the power and I'm coming to believe more that God could, and that God could now. Because I don't need to be restored yesterday. I need it now. I need it today. And the debating society is me talking to myself about if I am a loser or not. Why does this happen to me? What did I do wrong? And trying to figure out the problem and fix the problem so that I could restore myself to sanity, right? If I could talk myself out of being a loser, that my mind was telling me that I was a loser, that somehow I could restore myself to sanity by figuring out why I'm not a loser even though I lost that business. That would be me restoring me to sanity, and I can't do it. It just keeps going around and around. And so step two is step two. It needs step one, because you can't start coming to believe if you still believe that you're the power. If you still believe that you can use your mind to manage your inner life, what goes on inside you, then there is no step two. It's when I realized that there was nothing I could do, that I have alcoholism, that there's nothing I can do to dig myself out of this hole. I just have to abandon the hole. just leave the hole. The hole is completely of my own making. The hole that I was sitting in was the hole that I'm a loser based on something that never happened. I was a prisoner of a hole that didn't even exist. And all I had to do was stop being in it and start sharing my life with God. Stop debating about the hole, how I got there, how big it was, how long it was going to last, why I was in it. That was the debate. So, step two is a right now step, no matter how much or how little time you have. This is the only moment I could be restored to sanity. And if I'm not doing it now, then I don't have a program of recovery, and then I'm dying of alcoholism. And it doesn't matter how much time, it doesn't matter how many meetings, and it doesn't matter how much I have come to believe. The idea that God could restore me to sanity doesn't even help me unless I'm practicing it right now, right here. So we're going to read some stuff, and we're going to talk about it.